On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
That if Q gets certain compliments, she'd be like, "Thank you," and just keep it moving because she know
You're
that
right.
the reason that they're giving her a compliment is it's an ulterior motive.
You're
But if
right.
I tap in with Q and I be like, "Yo, listen," and I call her, right, and I ain't talked to her in a couple days, and I call her and I be like, "Yo, you know what? You know how much value you bring to my life or whatever." She'd be like, "Oh my god, Anton," and then she be, you know what I'm saying? She be melting. You know what I'm saying? But my point is that you can't just shower a chick with compliments all the time because all you're gonna do is you're gonna numb her to the compliments. You can't give her flowers every single day because then she's going to expect flowers and she's going to develop a sense of entitlement instead of having a sense of appreciation.
I don't
Wait,
agree.
Anton, your first part, hold on, I'm gonna speak real quick. Your first part, you know why I really don't care? Because I don't value those guys like that. So I really don't
Exactly.
care. But as I said before, you said something. It matters who it's coming from. If it's a guy we're interested in, we're dating, we're wanting to know on a deeper level, of course we will care. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me get some guys in here real quick. Rilla, you think relationships are about happiness? Romantic?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, for women. Yes, about happiness for women. Women need listen. Oh, shout out to whoever just pulled up. Yeah, I think for women, they tend to focus on happiness in a relationship. Men tend to focus on peace. Period. When I come home, I'm done slaying dragons. I'm done fighting the world. I'm done fighting supremacy, white supremacy, or whatever. I don't want to come home and have to fight woman supremacy, right? Or feminist ideology or whatever. I don't want to have to come home and do that too. But even in the last conversation we were just having with, this emphasis being placed on romanticism, right? Romanticism about what? Making the other person happy. I mean, and not to go back to that, Siobhan, I was curious on how y'all romance men. I don't know how.
Oh, I could tell you.
I don't know how women romance men, but I do think for women, happiness is important. And I think what men begin to understand when we take a woman serious and we're looking at, moving forward in the relationship and vetting and marriage and all that other stuff, man, we start to think about duty. Like, we'll sacrifice a lot of like, y'all have no idea what men will sacrifice for duty and obligation and honor just to keep shit straight. Like, big facts. Has nothing to do with happiness for us. But for women, it's everything. You didn't pick up the clothes or you didn't do this or you didn't like. Anyway, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? Because I brought up peace also, but you brought up peace, but isn't peace a form of your happiness?
Yes, but listen, happiness is a internal. So what men understand, with or without, listen to a lot of the brothers that talk in this space too. With or without, by hook or crook, they gonna get peace with or without a woman. So they don't lead, like they don't go in thinking happiness. Now you can equate peace to a form of their what they have but that's happiness, but that's not what men lead with.
That's we never said lead though. We never said lead.
Well, okay, so what do women lead with?
No, I never said lead. I said a form of happiness looks different. And that's why I said men's happiness is peace. Our happiness is.
But what I'm saying is what men don't prioritize that in the way that women prioritize their happiness.
You don't prioritize peace?
Men prioritize peace. Okay. Men do not prioritize happiness in the way that women prioritize happiness.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what we're really trying to say is this. How hard is it how hard it got to be to give a man a peaceful household, right? Now, consider how hard it is to actually make your spouse happy. It's effort, you know what I'm saying? The whole shit with Siobhan say about the flowers and shit like that. I mean, all you got to do is just shut the fuck up. And that's peace.
What?
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not literally talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being disrespectful to ladies. But peace is simple. But if you going out to make somebody happy, then now it becomes more complicated. It's more different layers to it. You know what I'm saying? If you got to buy new cars, you got to buy new pocketbooks, all that kind of stuff like that they require for happiness. Like peace is it should not be considered happiness. That should just be a baseline thing. If you're in a household, at least that household should be peaceful. But as far as like, and I get what you're saying, it can be deemed as something that's happiness.
Right.
But like, if we saying that we got to do so much just to have a peaceful household, that it's a hard requirement, I don't get it. I think that's part of our problem now.
You also said something about happiness is harder to achieve. You can call a woman pretty and beautiful, and she might smiling will be grand. So it's not as you don't need. Not all women need. Oh, I need a new car. She needs a Birkin or a dozen roses. You can call her beautiful. How are you doing today? Having a conversation, and that's simple.
Thank you.
That can bring on happiness to a woman.
It's crazy. I'm sorry.
Y'all one at a time, y'all. One at a time, y'all.
I'm sorry,
No, I'm just saying, you get in the cap zone though. Now let's be realistic, right? Today in 2022,
Yes, sir.
can I sit here and tell you, Siobhan, you look beautiful every day. Siobhan, your ass look fat. Siobhan, this and this and this. And then now you're gonna say, I'm the happiest woman on earth.
No. We're talking about men that we're actually liking and wanting to date further. Right? Hearing those affirmations, if you're an affirmation type of person, that is going to bring you happiness. Oh, my man is thinking about me. He's saying this. And like,
that doesn't work because it's only.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I don't know what type of woman y'all got, but
listen.
No, yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Pay attention to me, baby girl. Let me rock with you. It doesn't.
Hey,
work.
as soon as that time finished, we're gonna go to Sarah.
It doesn't work when it's repeatedly done over and over again. And so you have to balance it out because it's like somebody saying, I love you. If you say, I love you to somebody, say, I love you too. Like, you don't really mean it. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's something that we've normalized saying. So like, for example, I know for a fact that if Q gets certain compliments, she'd be like, thank you. And just keep it moving because she know that the reason that they're giving her a compliment is it's an ulterior motive.
You're right.
But if I tap in with Q and I'll be like, yo, listen, and I call her, right? And I ain't talked to her in a couple of days, and I call her and I'll be like, yo, you know what? You know how much value you bring to my life or whatever. She'd be like, oh my God, Anton. And then she'd be, you know what I'm saying? She'd be melting. You know what I'm saying? But my point is that you can't just shower a chick with compliments all the time because all you're going to do is you're going to numb her to the compliments. You can't give her flowers every single day because then she's going to expect flowers and she's going to develop a sense of entitlement instead of having a sense of appreciation.
I don't know.
Wait, Anton, your first part, hold on, I'm gonna speak real quick. Your first part, you know why I really don't care? Because I don't value those guys like that. So I really don't care. But as I said before, you said something, it matters who it's coming from. If it's a guy we're interested in, we're dating, we're wanting to know on a deeper level, of course we will care.